That's not what he ran on.
Yes, he
Yes,
did.
he did. It is explicitly
what he ran on.
that is explicitly.
That's not what he ran on.
Look at
He ran on stopping the war, closing the borders, and fixing our economy, and then leaving guys like Elon and RFK to fix our health, Elon to make our government more efficient, and Tulsi Gabbard to make sure that people stay in line because she is a true American badass. And then if you want to fact check them, you have to go through JD or Vivek, who are not going to let any nook and cranny get through. Lock her up. Is that referring to Hillary? When asked about it when he was a president, he said he wasn't going to do that because it would make America look bad putting a former president's wife in jail. That's a true patriot right there, and that's a true leader who, when he has the power to actually do something, he says, no, I'm not going to do that because that would make it look bad. And in fact, he's going out and having lunch and having conversations with people because he's like, you know what, this is business. I get it. Business is business. Let's move forward. That's what a real leader does.
I'm heartened by the fact that the left still cannot figure this out.
Even if you just take the January 6th part of it, he made that a big part of his campaign, that he would, if he were in power, pardon those people.
Scott Jennings is better than me. I would be actually mad, but he's smiling. He's like, you guys are a bunch of freaking idiots. Scott Jennings triggers the entire panel after he tells them they've learned nothing from the landslide loss to Trump. Oh my gosh. Let's see what CNN has to say.
And for everybody out there wanting Trump to pivot or change or somehow whatever you want him to do, he just won a mandate from the American people to execute on the program that he laid out in this election. It wasn't particularly close. And I think he ought to put people in place who are going to do it. That's what the people
will go
are
after
asking
his
for.
enemies. I mean, that's
not what he ran on.
Yes, he did. It is explicitly
That's not what he ran on.
that is explicitly.
That's not what he ran on.
Look at
He ran on stopping the war, closing the borders, and fixing our economy, and then leaving guys like Elon and RFK to fix our health, Elon to make our government more efficient, and Tulsi Gabbard to make sure that people stay in line because she is a true American badass. And then if you want to fact check them, you have to go through JD or Vivek, who are not going to let any nook and cranny get through.
what he said in the past week. He literally said that he was going to exact vengeance.
You still don't understand how you lost. He ran on
Don't
immigration.
say me. I'm not a Democrat.
He ran on immigration.
Don't say me. I'm not a Democrat.
I'm a journalist.
He ran
A very bad one.
on inflation.
I'm not here paid
He
to
ran
represent
one of the many things he
I'm
ran
not
on
either.
in addition
He ran on the issues that people care about. He ran on the economy. He ran on
Nobody's saying that
immigration.
he didn't run on those things, but he also ran on vengeance.
Yes.
He did also run on going after the
You guys portrayed it to make it like that. Just because you say it doesn't make it a reality.
people who went after him.
And journalists.
It was a key feature of all of his speeches.
Yes.
Scott, he literally said, I am your retribution. The Biden crime family, lock her up. Went after Sessions repeatedly.
Lock her up. Is that referring to Hillary? When asked about it when he was a president, he said he wasn't going to do that because it would make America look bad putting a former president's wife in jail. That's a true patriot right there, and that's a true leader who, when he has the power to actually do something, he says, no, I'm not going to do that because that would make it look bad. And in fact, he's going out and having lunch and having conversations with people because he's like, you know what, this is business. I get it. Business is business. Let's move forward. That's what a real leader does.
For not doing what he wanted Sessions to do, which was to indict Hillary or whoever he wanted to
You
indict.
can want his campaign to have been about, tax reform and things like that. That is not what he said on the stump. Time after time after
And
time.
also
He
the
talked about
January-
going after his enemies.
I'm heartened by the fact that the left still cannot
Even
figure
if you
this out.
just take the January 6th part of it, he made that a big part of his campaign, that he would, if he were in power, pardon those people.
Scott Jennings is better than me. I would be actually mad, but he's smiling. He's like, you guys are a bunch of freaking idiots.
You can't say that was not on the agenda. It absolutely was.
What was the campaign about? Why did tens
But do you
of
think that
millions
he's
of
going to
people
do those other things when it comes to the department?
See, no, he asked the question. This is what I hate: is they go on a spew, and he sits there in silence and shows respect. That he goes to ask a question, they interrupt him instantly and have something completely different. Like, come on,
justice.
I don't know what he's going to do. I'm not.
A
I don't
big
talk
part
to
of the
him.
campaign
I'm just.
was being a victim. Like,
See what I mean?
That was
He
a
tries to
big part of
speak
it, was
and
his
instantly
victimhood.
interrupts.
They're coming for you,
and when they speak, he just sits there in silence and shows them respect.
but they're going to have to get through me. That was his whole line. That is all about the enemies list. That is all.
I
Yes,
totally
it
I
is.
totally disagree.
The deep state.
That's not.
This is the stuff that he talked about on the stump. Unless you just don't want to listen to him, those are his own words.
I listen. I listen plenty.
Scott, if you believe that people who
This guy can't even get awarded.
violated the Capitol on January 6th committed a crime, which I would hope you would, because they weren't invited in the way they claimed they were, right? They were not there. They didn't go through security the way the rest of us have to go
They are so caught up on January 6th, huh? They are so caught up.
through to get into the Capitol. They were prosecuted. They were convicted. And now they're serving jail time. And he has said repeatedly that they're political prisoners and he is going to spring them, right? What does that tell you about how he's going to weaponize the Justice Department, and on whose behalf? On behalf of people who committed crimes for him, not for anybody else.
I mean, I admire your, I don't know if I want to call it naivete or optimism that Trump is going to run on the
See, it's like, and to be degrading and insulting like that.
policies you care about deregulation and tax cuts and whatnot. That's just not what his campaign was about.
Well,
That's not
I
what he
think-
has
I think-
indicated his
with all
will
due
do.
respect, I've run more campaigns than you, and I know what campaigns are about, and I know why people walk into voting booths.
Boom.
Why people
Totally
walk into
wrong.
walk
gotta
into
go,
voting
guys.
booths and what Trump plans to do when handed the presidency are two different things.
Yeah, we already have the thing is, you suppose a journalist, is that we already have a 4-year record of what he did. And I think most people could agree when they look back at the border and they look back at the economy, those are much better places. Now we're in an opportunity now to get back to that, but make America healthy again and stop all these dumb wars. And already it's been seen on Twitter, this is what freaking mainstream media is now. It's crazy that this is how we have to get our news, but it's just the most fast, up-to-date news. And we could see that around the world, Russia, China, the Taliban, all of these places are like, okay, America's falling back in line. They're doing the thing that they need to do. We're open to having good relationships with them again. It's great. It's great to see. There's no way there's not a filter for this, right? There's no way this isn't a filter. This has to be a Sid the Sloth filter with nose rings and this can't be real.
Very, very clear when I say this. If you are an alternative person,
Oh my God, it's not.
punk, goth, however you classify yourself, in the alternative community, and you support Trump, no, you're fucking not. No, you're not. I have never been the type of person that's like, well, if you don't listen to this music, you're not goth, you're not punk. I'm not that type of person. But if you don't have the same fucking values, the same fucking common sense when it comes to human rights, you're not alternative.
And you know what? You like it or not, Donald J. Trump is going to be our next president. So if you're here in America, you're an American, whether you're on the right or the left, let's put everything behind us and let's start working together to make America greater than it's ever been. Because I can agree with you on the left side that there's definitely some levels of racism, sexism, misogyny, all of that within America. Sure, there's some very subtle underlying tones in certain areas, certain demographics. But matching hate with hate is never going to be the answer. So if you guys are picking up what I'm putting down, if you guys like the way the words are flowing out my mouth, please like the video, share, subscribe. Let me know what I need to react to down in the comments, because I love finding stuff on the internet that's wild or not, and just adding my 2 cents on it, and then hearing what you guys have to say. It's been real fun, like cultivating this Breakfast Club-esque community from all over the world, because all of you guys have super valid points, and sometimes even help like change the perspective of mine, and I feel like give myself a better, well-formed opinion on a lot of different things. So with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.